Hello everyone, I'm Shirley from Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Department of SMVC. So in this video, we'll be discussing about the classification task performed for a particular use case. So I've been given with the use case drug discovery and development for pharmaceuticals. So before that, we'll just go through with our data set. I've taken the data set from Kaggle. So this is our data set. We have CIDs, smiles, molecular formula, UPAC naming, isotopes, atomic mass, molecular mass, etc., related to chemistry terms like that. And this is the target column in which we are going to actually predict the values. So this is the target column. So let's go into the code right now. This section of code is the import statements for the whole algorithm or whole ML model. Okay. So pandas and numpy, as we all know, it is used for working with a data set. NumPy is related to the mathematical operations, numerical operations, and then pandas, of course, we are going to handle the data set in a effective manner. And then coming to all this sklearn imports, we have imported train underscore test underscore split for splitting the dataset into train dataset and test dataset. Random forest classifier is our classifier algorithm used for this dataset. Classification report, accuracy score, and confusion matrix are used to print the results of the model. And then standard scalar is used to scale the values of the dataset within the particular range. And this section of code is for importing a dataset into the workspace. Okay, so we can directly declare it in this thing, like without giving it a variable, we can directly give it as pd.read underscore csv of the path. And then this section of code is that to handle the missing values of the dataset or to handle the attributes of the dataset. So purpose of this section of code is that we see lot of blinded values like this in this target column. Can you see? Yeah. So as we see, rest of the values is completely numerical values. So we cannot process the last column or the target column having the value blinded. So it is necessary to remove all the rows which contains PIC50 as blinded. So this section of code is used to do that, and it converts the target column as the numerical data. And this section of code is that it takes or considers the median of the target column completely and assigns the value 0 or 1 if the PIC value is above the median, and 0 if it is below the median. And then this section of code is to extract the dependent and independent variable of the data set. So of course, as we all know, y is our dependent variable. So that is our target column. Okay, that is PIC50 is our target column. And x is our rest of the independent columns. So apart from PIC50, rest of the columns in a data set are considered as independent variable. Okay, and then we have been used like a standard scalar. So this standard scalar function, as we have discussed earlier, it is used to scale the values of the data set. After importing the standard scalar function here, we have to fit the scalar. Okay, and then we come to like train underscore test underscore split. So as we discussed earlier, this function is used to divide the dataset into train dataset and test dataset. So x train, x test, y train, and y test. On using this function, we are passing the values x, y. Test size is equal to 0.2. That is, it is considered as train dataset size as 0.8 and test size as 0.2. And then random state 42. After completing all this process, we are going to import our model here. So here we are using random forest classifier model. As you all know, we are declaring it in a variable. So we are going to pass the parameters like random state as 42, n estimators is equal to 100. So what is this n estimators is equal to 100 and max depth is equal to 10? So random forest classifier is collection of decision trees. So n estimators is equal to 100 denotes the number of decision trees used. So here we have used 100 decision trees with the depth, with the each tree of the depth 10. And then after declaring the model or after setting the model, we have to fit the model. So on fitting, we have to pass the parameters of x train and y train, and then we have to predict finally. So we have declared a variable y pred for prediction, and then we have used the model rf dot predict of x test. So we are going to predict the test data set, and finally we are printing the results. So as we have imported classification report, confusion matrix, and accuracy score before, we are going to print all these things. So it is classification report of y-test and y-pret, confusion matrix of y-test and y-pret, accuracy score of y-test and y-pret. So we have been generated with the results like this here. So finally we have got the accuracy score of 0.7894 and etc. etc. So thank you for watching.